I have a confession. So my fiance, sometimes when I'll go to record with you, she'll be like, "Have fun with Jer Bear," and I've started saying it back, like, "I'm going to go record with Jer Bear." I'll say that to her, and I genuinely want you to know. Before I came in here, that is the thing that I said. I'm going to go record with Jer Bear. And that's I think probably just going to be how I refer to you from now on, because I find it extremely funny to commit further here. Like like it's one of those things where you just like accidentally stumble into something and then you realize that you thought you stumbled into like pure shit, but you're actually surrounded by gold bars. And I have decided to lean in. And let audience response dictate whether or not I have, my shitcoin is mooning,
You want some really disappointing news?
Really disappointing news. Is it going to be that someone else already calls you this?
Is that a yes?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to, what am I going to say? No. Like the podcasts are like an improv art form. Just assume my answer is yes to whatever you ask.
Oh, I know, but I want you to admit that, yes, you are ready.
Okay, yes, I am ready for the disappointing news.
As you know, I am a white male, therefore I have 3 podcasts. But one of my other podcast hosts, Niall, also did start calling me at some point, and
did it stick though?
It did, but I also had to then inform her that my mother called me this when I was a child.
Right. Your relationship with your mother is complicated. Is this you saying that I shouldn't do it?
No, my mom was great. My mom is my mom's dead, but she was the only person in my family I liked.
Okay, so
which is how things go, obviously.
Okay, so if I go with Jer Bear, is it like...
No, I told Niall the exact thing. She thought she stumbled on gold as well.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, you're, 35 years too late or whatever. And she was like, oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. And then we had this discussion that you and I are having now where I was just like, no, to me, it is a term of endearment,
Right. I'm going to continue doing it regardless.
Yeah.
Like that is just what is going to happen. But I this is one of the first times where it's like, I'm consciously acknowledging that I'm calling a grown man Jer Bear. It's like, I should probably like, hey man, I have been calling you this behind your back. And I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong to call people names behind their back. I know that's a bad thing to do.
Well, you are not only second to the party, you're third to the party, and by quite a few decades. So,
well, I guess that shitcoin popped off. Then that is my only real recourse in this situation, is to refer to this as an investment.
It's like when someone brought up to like behind Gabe Walls' back, they're like, hey, have you ever thought about how his name sounds like Gay Balls? And I was like, no, I have not. But then later that was brought up to Gabe's face, and Gabe was like, yeah, they figured that out in middle school.
I remember this being related in someone's Star City Games article, and the description was like someone pointed out to Gabe Walls what his name sounded like, and Gabe Walls responded, and I want to say this is an exact quote, mournfully, yes.
Yeah. That sounds like an OSIP quote.
I don't know who it was, but I have, to be clear, I have never met Gabe Walls. I know him entirely through that anecdote.
He is also dead. So chances you get to meet him are pretty slim.
Okay, so a dark, I'm 2 for 2 on nickname deceased. Is there anyone you really hate who you would like me to give a nickname to? Because I do feel like I'm kind of on a roll here.
Let me think on it.
Okay. It's like, I don't want to blow this.
This is like someone has presented you with the ability to use your one time. I got to think about my one time, you know?
Crazy.
I don't want to just blow it.
Right. I actually am starting to get concerned because we had that long conversation about how much I disliked the character Xander on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And the actor who played him, Nicholas Brendan, passed away like 5 days later. So I am genuinely starting to get concerned. Like it is starting to genuinely worry me. Now, luckily, to the best of my knowledge, I don't have anything against Nicholas Brendan, nor did I mention anything against Nicholas Brendan. In fact, my entire objection to the character Xander is Joss Whedon, who is still incredibly healthy and alive. So I don't know how literal I can take what my power set seems to have been, but I am noticing some things.
You just got to be like, God, you're only half listening. What are you doing? Stop phoning it in.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible that I have become the Death Note. I'm going to use my one time here. You ready for my one time?
I'm ready.
Star-Lord, Master of the Sun.
Oh.
Yep. Using my one time. I'm speaking it into existence. Send him back there. Send him back to the sun.
Can I get my $10 back?
No. You paid up, buddy. I don't know. I am so loath to ever advocate for getting rid of a card like that. You know, like I'm always like, it's fine. It's fine. You don't want to Mr. Fantastic. It's fine. It's totally fine. And it's just like, Star-Lord has somehow gotten more annoying as he's gotten worse. Like he went from a deck that's like, oh, he's doing his own cool thing. And now it's just like, what's up? I'm Mr. -2. What's up? I facilitate MODOK Hella. All I do is annoying bullshit. Like I don't do anything cool anymore. Nobody's doing Absorbing Man stuff with me. Nobody's playing the Grandmaster. It's just garbage. It's mono garbage.
Get monkey pawed.
Yeah. I'm still a Sholau defender. I just think it's so bad whenever they actually have to nerf a season pass card in this way. I think it's really unpleasant. But man, you know what else is really unpleasant? Playing against Star-Lord. It's really unpleasant.
Do you want to hear my cheating story?
We have so much ancillary Magic stuff to talk about that it's like, yeah, okay, we'll just pepper it in. We'll go back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, you get one, I get one.
Yeah.
Okay, so driving home, hour and a half by myself, my air conditioner doesn't work. It's over 90 degrees. I'm an idiot. But in fairness, it was snowing a week ago, so I did not expect this. But I had a lot of time to think as I'm in my self-induced sauna. And for whatever reason, my brain took me back to 2004, where I was Star City, before they ran the open series, used to just like steal everyone else's ideas for organized play and just do them as their own, which in this instance was doing like a vintage open event where the top 8 each got a piece of power, like the 1st through 8th drafted power, effectively.
For the record, I don't have nearly the distaste you do for stealing people's ideas in the space and then saying we're going to do them.
Like, I kind of don't either, but then people were like, oh, Star City are geniuses. Like, those are the people I have a problem with.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So their open series stuff was just a riff on the Kentucky Open, which was a yearly 5K tournament. And that's like all they could afford to do was this once a year thing. And Star City just started doing a bunch of them. People were like, I love Star City games. It's like, you ever go to the Kentucky Open? They're like, what's that?
Why does the person you're impersonating here
I know,
sound
they
like
live
someone?
in Kentucky.
Yes, like, they clearly should have gone to the Kentucky Open. They're the only people within the state of Kentucky.
I mean, in fairness, it sounds like a horse race or something. You know, it doesn't sound like
it is a remarkably bad name for a Magic tournament. Yeah. Yes, you'd say anyway. You say Kentucky Open, that is definitely like a horse race.
Anyway, this was a thing that was already happening, and like yearly vintage. Star City was like, we're going to start doing this. So I go to this one in Chicago, and I used to play vintage to pay my rent effectively. So I'm pretty good at this. And the funny thing about vintage players is that they're not very good at Magic. I guess it's not haha funny, but
no, I mean, I think this is worth talking about because there are going to be people who don't know what this is. Vintage is the format of Magic where any card is legal, which means that the biggest barrier towards playing vintage is having $10,000 at a conservative estimate. That is not what it would take now.
In 2004,
in 2004, it would take $10,000, and that means all that like the people that play vintage, overwhelmingly, in my experience, they fall into what has been termed in the Magic community the Levine trench, which is when you're not necessarily that good, but because of various factors, you're like maybe just sub-pro level, but you're a huge asshole because you're the best player you know. And that is a very specific kind of guy. And shocker of shockers, the high financial investment format, it's something that's true of all card games, really, is how many players do you lose out on that would be good if they could actually play the game and can't afford doing it. It's a very real problem for every card game. Vintage is, if I understand correctly, to the best of my knowledge, the single format of any card game with the highest financial barrier to entry, which also comes with, let's say, some associated problems with who exactly is doing this.
Anyway, yeah, me as like a 20-something, like very young 20-something, and I'm playing against these dudes who at this point are like mid to late 30s, early 40s, like people with real ass jobs, but also like this is the only thing that they enjoy in their life, and they're not very happy with their life either. So they make everyone else miserable while they do the thing that they enjoy. It's really cool. Anyway, I was lucky enough to have a friend, Jesse River, who was, I think like 6 or 7 years younger than me. And his dad had like a playset of Power.
Wait, his dad?
So,
you mean
his dad?
Old Man River?
Old Man River. Yeah, but he was a doctor. He was dope as hell. Shout out Don. So yeah, I got to play in these events, and they would go down and take me with them, and we're trying to beat up on some old men, and I'm like 3-1, 4-1, something like that, and I get a feature match, and they had a guy in-house doing coverage for I think just Star City, but maybe also some ancillary thing, whatever. I think this dude's name was JP Meyer, and I play against this guy. I beat the crap out of him because I'm me. They're a 40-year-old dude or whatever, and not very good. And JP's asking me like about my deck because it's weird, but like it's this thing that like 14-year-old Jesse built or whatever. So we're kind of talking about that, and he's like, "How is this matchup?" And we're chatting, and the guy's just like, "Do you just want me to turn in the matchlet, my opponent?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks, man." And I continue doing my interview with this guy. And then pairings go for the next round. I see that I have 3 fewer match points than I am supposed to because the last match was recorded incorrectly. Yeah. He scribbled it out and changed it.
I mean, that rocks. That's classic moves. This is the thing that I love about cheaters in card games is it's always so insanely Bush League. This is why I have so much respect for a Noah Rabin, right? This is why it's professional, Every other cheater,
a lot of Noah's stuff is Bush League as well, but
the 20 card Karn board's a little Bush League. All right, I'll give you that. But like the judge specific manner in which he handled things, we've come too far to reasonably understand whether or not this happened. That's pro play right there.
The land drop thing, because it's so sick too, because
it's
that good. there's not a drop of sweat on his brow.
None. He's just ripping it like that. It's clinical.
But him sitting down and being like, "How many GRVs do you have?" I think that's Bush League.
Yes, that's a little Bush League. Yes. But I like what really gets me about like all of these cheats is like you hear about all these like famous cheaters, and all the cheats they're doing is like playground shit. It's always something like this. It's always like a 40-year-old man like doing this, like just lying in an easily catchable way. When I was a kid, I was a big liar. I didn't like the idea that anyone knew what I was thinking, so I would just lie about it, right? I didn't like it. I was a big liar. And it wasn't like I was good at lying. I was part of why I'm a relatively truthful guy now is because I learned there's just not a lot of upside in lying all the time. Like, there's not. There's just not that much in there.
I do like the idea of you just like saying a bunch of shit and therefore throwing them off the set. You know, I don't know if you occasionally peppered in the truth to go with all the lies.
Never. It wasn't literally like that. It was like, I played the Nintendo 63.
Yeah.
It was just horrendous shit, right?
And I'm so glad they made the 64 because, man, the 63 was dog shit.
Yes, terrible year. Terrible year. 1963? What are we talking about? Horrible vintage.
I assume that's an actual lie. I don't think you could make that up.
No, I said that.
Right
I definitely, that's an actual thing I said. I would never, I'm very honest now, you know? I love that. I love it too. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. At the time, it was deeply embarrassing, but now I think it's hilarious. Like that's the sort of tenor, and that's what I love about Magic cheaters is they're all that, but it's like a 40-year-old man. Like it's all just that. You're just like, what the fuck? Why are you acting like this? It's always been the root cause of my fascination there.
So the reason why this is a notable story is that this person ended up becoming the vintage world champion at some point.
Excellent chaser.
Yep.
Great.
And,
set it
and
up,
also
knocked it down.
Because this is a unique cheat. Like, I thought about this, and normally it's just like, okay, yeah, you know, like this weird thing that happened. It's like, no, I haven't heard of this happening ever. Like, I'm sure it has happened, right? Like, honestly, it's probably not the first time this guy has done that.
Dude, I think that's what's crazy about it, right? It's like a vintage cheat. You know?
Yeah.
Everyone else has like newer tech cheats, and he's just like lying. Everyone else is like stacking your opponent's deck. Think about Jared Betcher. Think about the incredible dexterity that takes. The quick fingers, the wherewithal.
He wasn't that good at it. TBH.
It's even funnier, actually.
I literally never got paired against him. And also there was some like, you know, fog of war on him when he got paired against Tom Ross, because there was a period where he did stack Tom's deck, but he didn't know that Tom needed to draw a land to kill him. And then Tom did and won the match. And so it wasn't like, oh, we all just like never draw good cards against Jared or whatever. It was like, I never played against them. And Tom was like, I don't know. I just beat him anyway.
I big fan of all of this. I did get pinged in Discord. That was like, I got a ping that was, took issue with your Mount Rushmore. And, it said that one time there was just someone was like, yeah, one time I got paired against Gerard Fabiano at a GP, and he tried to stifle my Stoneforge Mystic trigger. And I was like, we both know that doesn't work this way. I know who you are. Please don't do it again, or something to that effect.
You can stifle a Stoneforge.
Wait, what was the trigger? I mean, I need to go figure out what the trigger was. It might have been the activation, not the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, you can stifle the activation. They just get to untap and do it again. I don't know that.
Let me go see if I can find it. I don't want to miss. No, sorry, I haven't. I assumed it was stifle because I'm an idiot. He tried to daze a Stoneforge Mystic activation.
That's crazy.
Sorry, my bad.
I'll daze that.
I do not. Yes.
Turn one, I'll play a land. I'll daze that.
My brain instantly filled in a more reasonable thing there because there's just no way anyone would try to do that. Like, it's so completely insane.
Do you know the card Dark Depths?
Yeah, the Merit Lage card.
Yeah, so you remove all the counters from it,
and
then it creates a trigger to make a token. If you stifle the trigger, what do you think happens?
Well, the counters are still off of it, so presumably you'd still get the 20/20? Like another trigger would go on the stack.
Kind of, yeah. It just re-triggers again.
Yeah. like, what do you mean? Like, there's still no trigger. You're not like you're putting the counters back on by stifling the trigger. It would just, yeah. It's just gonna happen. Yeah.
That's one of the ones where I thought that I could see Gerard stifling that and just being like, no, it's dead or something. I don't know.
Nope, sorry, my bad. Dazing a Stoneforge Mystic activation.
He's just like, I'll stifle that. Bones like, that doesn't work. And he's like, okay, then I'll daze it.
Anyway, the objection
I could do this
was
all day.
You left Gerard off. That was the objection.
No, Gerard is Captain Bush League.
Look, man, you said you respected Alex because he had a bag. Every single one of Alex's cheats is also that.
I will give that to Gerard. That the stuff
he's
that
got a bag.
He had a very deep bag. Yes. The card Whirling Dervish. Do you know this one?
I don't know the card Whirling Dervish. Please go on.
GG11 Pro Black.
Okay.
If this dealt combat damage to an opponent, put a counter on it at the beginning of your end step. So Gerard gets attacked by this card, and Gerard's like, oh, hey, man, do you need a dice? And the guy's like, oh, thanks. As he puts it on the thing, and Gerard just immediately untaps and draws this card.
You know, too many game actions have passed. We can't go back.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, you know, whether or not my opponent wanted his second main phase or not.
I'm sorry, he's hooping. He's hooping, dude. He's out there doing crossovers and shit. Look at the bag. That's the Kyrie Irving of this shit, man. I don't know. I think that it's incredible.
If he wasn't playing against all fifth graders, none of this shit would work.
Guy in my Discord called out for being a fifth grader.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read the full?
Well,
do you want me to read the full? Do you want me to read
the guy
full?
was like, hey, dumbass, that doesn't work. Please stop. And Gerard's like, oh,
One time I had GFabs try to daze a SFM activation at a Legacy Open. Surprised he didn't get an honorable mention for the Mount Rushmore cry laugh emoji. I was like, I know who you are. We both know you know that card doesn't do that. And he got all sheepish and shit. I didn't call the judge because I was up a game and the hand was loaded, but I probably should have. That's the misplay here, by the way. And then the next response is extremely classic GFabs.
Yes.
Like, it's 2026, and people are still just like, yeah. He had a bag. He had a bag.
Some of us remember. I don't know. I remember him getting booted from an SCG event, and him just being like, call Helen! Someone call Helen Bergeau. Like, we're friends. She will not allow this.
That's sick as hell. That's such a power move, man.
Well, that was when he was like, yeah, my opponent's cards are marked. And the judge is like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, he's got some foils in his deck, and so he could just like cut right to them if he wanted to. And the judge is like, no, I don't think my opponent could do that. And Gerard's like, no, he could, because some of my cards are foil, and I can cut right to them. And that's what he got ejected for.
All right, man. That has to be fake, right? Like, that has to be like one of those stories that grew in the telling or something. Because that's like a basic, like, 12th century morality play. Like, peasants in England.
I was there that day. I was there that day.
Dude, there are like peasants in England in the year 1100 who were telling a story about a guy with loaded dice who got caught because he accused his opponent's dice of being loaded and was like, see, look at how loaded these dice are. I know because I loaded my dice. Like,
yeah. We bought them from the same guy.
That's insane that would actually happen. It cannot be real. It cannot possibly be real. But if it is real, that's Rushmore material. I'm sorry. It is.
No, okay, so there's like the B-sides of Rushmore, and Gerard would definitely be on it.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I do like your bag argument was fairly convincing, and I do think that like part of what's enjoyable about this is the idea of like, 'cause, like cheaters sort of run the gamut from like vaguely sniveling to like weirdly heroic rogues. And I think that's sort of where Gerard tends to be talked about in that sense. Where it's like...
He is not.
He's like the sort of... Not like Robin Hood of this scenario. But like... It always seemed to me that he was much more a part of the club than the people that were not doing this. Like, of all the cheaters, of all the cheaters,
cool kids?
Yeah, like of all the cheaters, Gerard was the one who was the most mainstream accepted, it feels like to me.
He started as being like a mainstream accepted person and then veered off into B-side Mount Rushmore, Bush League, days your activated ability kind of shit.
That just rocks so hard, man. It's so good. I couldn't even properly relate what it was because I filled in something slightly saner in my brain.
Yeah. Well, I guess my differential is that Alex did things that like actually gave him an advantage.
No, but like that's sort of the thing, right? What I love about it is the pointlessness of it. Alex probably like got very close to whatever amount of monetary theft necessary to constitute a felony.
Like, oh yeah, like, he got way over a felony.
Yeah, like that's much less funny than this.
He's like more than a felony to me personally.
Like that's okay. I realize that me saying that's not as funny is undermined by all of the laughing I'm doing.
No, I also find it funny. Like I found it funny at the time. It is comical.
It rocks. We've done enough of, you know, it was like one for you, one for me. I got like a minute 30 of Marvel Snap, 27 minutes of this. Let's go back to me.
I'm greedy, baby.
Let's go back to me, dog. I am desirous of launching Star-Lord, Master of the Sun, into the Sun. I am desirous of launching him past Pluto. He can go be the Master of Pluto. I do not care. I guess my thing is, with the release of Gambit, Sholau feels positively balanced. Like not... I'm sorry, I got distracted by the immense amount of cat fur you just pulled off of your jacket. It's quite an impressive bit right there. I was just like, damn.
I played 2 RCQs and I had 3 cats cuddling me both days when I got home. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a great life. That sounds like a great life. I'm not gonna lie. My cat just got fixed.
Not bad.
My cat just got fixed. The youngest one. And
yeah, I saw the...
Yeah, she is so incredibly bad at moving with that thing on. So she'll just like sort of stumble around the house, like walking really, really, really badly, and then like stopping, falling down, and like just sort of being there for an extended period of time. She has become an absolute chud fail daughter loser. Like just an absolute girl failure of a cat for the next foreseeable few weeks. It's really, really amazing. Anyway,
the one time Nora had to get a cone, she just started walking backwards everywhere. As if
we had a cone on her. I couldn't trust her with it. Like we have 2 of the like large things on them. One of them is slightly smaller than the other. She's figured out how to get out of one of them. And so as soon as you put her in that one, she will throw a fit until she gets out, because that's her methodology, is just sort of flail around until it works, and it'll work with that one. But she has learned helplessness with the one that's shaped like the fruit. So you put her in it, and she's just totally like, oh, I'm owned. It's like she's in sea stone cuffs in One Piece. Like, oh, all my energy has been sucked out of me. I can't. I've flopped to the ground. I have no ability to fight back as soon as you put her inside that little orange fruit rind.
I only know what those are because series 2 of the live action came out.
Yeah, I quite enjoy it actually. I quite
pretty
enjoy
good.
the live action. I mean, I'm caught up on the manga, and so anyone who's read 1,100 chapters of One Piece is probably going to at least nominally like the live action. So it's like kind of a free space on the bingo card. But yeah, I quite enjoy it. It's like the most ridiculous piece of shit of all time. But like every time they cut to Smoker and he was just smoking 2 cigars, and he would take the 2 cigars out of his mouth, and then he would put the 2 cigars back into his mouth every time it cut back and forth. So like it'd be cut to Smoker, he's got 2 cigars in his mouth, cut away, he's taking them out of his mouth, cut back to him, he's putting them back in his mouth. It's like I consider that incredibly good world building and character detailing. That guy was my favorite. He's just walking around here doing like Zoolander shit. It was very funny. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah,
my people.
Yeah, it was. I was a big fan of him specifically. And of course the other thing that you notice when you watch the One Piece live action is the actress who plays Nami, Emily Rudd, is so far and away the best actress on that show, like the best actor on that show by miles. And it's like you really notice she is frame mogging a lot of people on that show. It is notable. But yeah, anyway, Star-Lord, Master of the Sun, murder him. Do we think something needs to be done against Sholau? Because Gambit kind of did constitute a nerf to that card.
It did. I still think that in general, if there is a card that is basically only being kept in check by another card that may or may not like fall off at some point, or may or may not even get nerfed itself, I feel like that is not an optimal place to be. But I think that for the time being, we're okay, and nothing immediately needs to happen. It depends on how much you want to advocate for something happening in advance of one or any of those things changing.
I'm largely not an in advance guy. I think in other card games, it's a much more important thing to be able to like understand what the changes you do are going to, or what effect those changes are going to have, and if they will create a metagame that is reasonably likely to be equally unhealthy. I'm sure there are bans in Magic where that has absolutely happened.
Oh yeah, they banned Uro, and it made a deck that played Uro better. Because it was a 2-deck format. One of them was an Uro control deck that beat up on the combo deck. The control deck ceased to exist, and then it was only the combo deck after that.
I wrote an article for your website back in the day, a bit before Uro, about Oko and the food package. And it might have been the most right I've ever been about a card game, because I remember it like literally years later. But one of the other things I said was something to the effect of, and like, I want to say this was like 6 to 8 months before it happened, was like, they have to ban Growth Spiral. And they ended up doing it. But for a while, Uro was just also Growth Spiral.
Yes.
It's like, okay, great job. Like, I despised that package because I like playing quick games, right? And all that whole package is just like, eat shit aggressive deck. Eat shit.
Wicked Wolf, Oko, Hydroid Crisis, like all that stuff.
Yes. Oko and Wolf specifically is just like, I don't think they needed that. I don't think they needed that. They already had Captain Elkman, the greatest defensive planeswalker of all time.
Also greatest offensive planeswalker of all time. Interesting.
What a coincidence. And they were like, you know what we need is an FTK that can only go in this deck. Great job. Speaking of FTKs that can only go in one deck, I actually do think that's the comp for Gambit.
Wicked Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I do think that there have been enough variations on the Gambit stuff, but it is probably one of those things where there was one clear good home and the rest are bad or just pretending.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where we're at. I've been playing a lot of Lee Hand, which people, I feel bad about this one because it's pronounced like Lin
Lie.
Lie. Yeah, right? But I can't make it sound like V Hand if I don't say Lee Hand. You feel me?
VA hand.
Yes, you see the problem here, right? Like, I want to correctly pronounce this, but if I do, the joke doesn't work. And then I wouldn't be calling it Lee Hand in the first place. The only reason is because I can make that joke.
VA Lie.
I also think that like a lot of people call show lao shu lao. And that's fine.
That's that guy from Kentucky that had never been to the Kentucky Open. That's who's doing that, I think.
I think it's like most people actually, but my point is largely this. I need people to make a joke off of that. Like if you're going to call him Shu Lao, call your deck Nike Air Max, you know? Like make a joke. Call your deck loafers. Do something.
Well, I think lack of those jokes comes with an acknowledgement that they don't know how the fuck the card is supposed to be pronounced. If they were confident that it was Shoes Lau, Shoes McGee.
Yes, he's got loud shoes on, bro. He's wearing some really. I don't know. I feel like it's doable. Feel like it's doable.
If there was a variant where it was like him as the Venom dunking on the Spider-Man, you know, then maybe.
Yeah.
But there's just very low confidence, I think, for how that card is actually pronounced. And
if you have a polished, like, okay, you got a show loud deck that's got a move package in it, Batroc the Leaper, basketball shoes joke. It's right there. But no, nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it. There's a card called Maverick. That's a basketball team. Nobody is calling this, you know, the Dirk ones or whatever. I don't know if Dirk ever had a signature shoe. I don't think he did, but that's beside the point. Like, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off about this. Same thing. You know, there was a lot of Jack Flag. Nobody was making a Cooper Flag joke. Cooper Flag, #1 pick in the draft. I was disappointed to see that. I don't know. I just think that people are really leaving a lot of deck list name equity on the ground, and I'd like to see them pick it up.
I can empathize with that, I suppose. But I don't know, in terms of like mispronouncing an East Asian card name, I feel like people just mostly don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
I think Twitter is too woke, you know? Well, that's gotta be what it is.
Sounds like you should sounds like you love the new ownership.
I don't know. I'm on Blue Sky, so
I keep thinking I'll go get on Blue Sky. And so what's happened is I've put the app on my phone, but I haven't made an account, which means every time I click a link to a Blue Sky thing, it opens the app and is like log in. And it's like, if I didn't have the app on my phone, I would be able to see this. But instead I have the app on my phone because I'm like half woke. I'm not fully committing. I don't know. I'm doing my newest hot takes on the official Discord, which at least makes me feel ethically better about driving content to Twitter. That's like low-key the worst thing about hot takes is people are like, oh, I'm only on, someone will say like, oh, I'm only on Twitter for your hot takes and your deck lists. And I'm like, damn, I'm making the world worse. I'm not put this person on Twitter.
I started posting deck lists on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
But there ain't no one there. So
it is an issue, I fear. I don't know. I generally think it's a, you know, it's a place I would like to use if I felt like the people that I wanted to follow were there, but a lot of the people that I want to follow, actually, I recently learned one of the people that I want to follow is there, and that's like the only thing that's made me feel really compelled to do it, because there's a lot of like prolific shit posters who are no longer on Twitter, and those are the people who made me join Twitter in the first place. So if they're over there, you know, maybe it'll be a worthwhile thing to check out. But my Twitter information diet is just like horrendous. So you know, it's
really not good.
It's very bad. Basically, it is AI videos of fruit and people saying that they're gonna nuke Iran, and that's about 100% of what I see on my page.
And the self-suck machines or whatever.
Dude, I don't even get the self-suck machine anymore.
That sucks.
Yeah, this is what Elon took from us. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't
from
suck.
you specifically.
Yes. Elon took my self-suck machine.
Yeah. Oh, you should have bought it when you had the chance.
I still have that screenshot.
The 500 times they showed it to you. The 500 chances.
Ooh, I had so many chances. I only saw that ad once. I'm not a true.
You didn't engage with it.
Yeah, enough. I'm not a true gooner. You know.
Yeah.
A true gooner would have seen that ad 500 times. Sorry, I just got reminded of the time when a Magic Pro I followed, back when they showed you what people liked. So like when someone liked something, it would show up on your screenshot. It was just like a picture of like some very ponderous breasts, and it was like so and so liked this. It's like, all right, man.
Can I guess who this person is? I'm not going to say a name, but like if I did make a guess as to who it was, do you think I would get it right?
I think you'd have a chance. I think it's plausible. Right. I think it's plausible. I think you could guess it. But yeah, I remember this happening. It's like, really? Okay, all right, man. You need to switch accounts, brother. So, you know,
if we're thinking of the same person, yes, he does. And I've told him that.
I can't say for sure, because now they don't tell you why anything shows up on your page. It just shows up devoid of context, and you're like, why is this here? And they never explain it. They used to be like, oh, so-and-so liked this, so-and-so interacted with this, but they're afraid because now if you tell people what people like, people will be like, hey man, stop doing this shit. It's fucking up my algo. So they can't tell anyone what's going on there. It's just a mishmash of garbage on my page right now.
Or if you knew it was because of one person or like a group of people, you would just unfollow them. And I don't think they want you to be in control of the algo. So
yep, they want you to exist in a sea of AI fruit videos forever.
Just delete it.
I will. Who is outside yelling "log off" at my house? Show yourself, coward! I will never log off. That's millennial culture right there. Millennial culture is quoting drill tweets verbatim. That's as fail-lennial as it gets. That's as bad as we get. We're so unbelievably terrible, man.
I don't know. Some of his stuff was funny. I wasn't as into it as other people because, you know, the no joking nature of my being. So
you keep insisting like, I don't make jokes. I never make jokes. And then you make jokes, and it's like, at one point you're going to square that circle. But like, I feel like at this point, I feel like your insistence on not being a joke guy is itself kind of an extended bit.
Yeah, you're right. but it's also kind of true.
It's true, but it's like one of those things where you're like, if I say this, here's what it is. You're worried that someone will make a joke and you'll be like, that's fucking not funny. So you tell everyone preemptively that you don't like jokes, but actually that's just to cover for the fact that you don't think 80% of the things people joke about are funny.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
Yeah.
I mean, people, I guess like people just do this. They'll like send videos or whatever. And no one ever sent me anything good.
I don't expect you to watch anything I send you ever.
And eventually I was just like, I would not even click on them anymore. I would say, look, you get one. And if this does not amuse me, I will never click on anything you send me ever again. Is this the one thing that you would like to send me? And they say no.
My girlfriend, my fiance just sent me a tweet that like, if you're entertained by that Love Island fruit AI slop, I'm just gonna think you are not smart and could be entertained by keys jingling in your face. You're worse than a baby watching Coco Melon. And she sent this to me because I showed her one of those videos. She was like, I'm gonna literally kill you.
See, that's comedy.
Yeah, she got my ass. In my defense, the video, the AI slop that I watched was I
watch highbrow slop.
Well, it was an inversion of the trope, right? It was like the jacked guy and the unjacked person married to the hot girl at the gym, right? And so the jacked guy gets the hot girl at the gym to cheat on her unjacked accountant husband with him. And then the
guy's a vintage player.
The unjacked accountant husband wishes to become jacked, becomes jacked, and then goes and has sex, not with anything related to his cheating wife, but with the guy. I was like, it's an inversion of type. He goes, we've inverted the psychosexual pyramid that is on display in these videos. And I was like, I don't know. There really is, all seriousness, they're like, I genuinely kind of think you could write like a textbook on like the psychosexual nature of this kind of stuff. And so I saw the one that was like inverting it, and I was like, aha, I found the highbrow version.
Yeah.
I am not simply like all those other slop consumers. I'm an intellectual slop consumer. You see, it is so important to me. My jingling keys are distinguished by being a commentary on the nature of jingling keys, you idiot.
See, that's mostly how I view my media watching habits. Like, yeah, I watch slop, but it's like the slop that only I would understand.
I watch slop intelligently. Okay, everyone else watches slop uncritically. They have no internal life. I am the only actual human on the planet. I do this intelligently. Everyone else does not.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yes. That is, of course, what my fiance fails to understand, is that my jingling keys are actually a commentary on the nature of entertainment in America. Okay, that's what my jingling keys are about. It is dire out there. It's dire.
A baby watching Coco Melon.
Yep. A baby watching Coco. No, it's worse because it's like I'm an adult watching Coco Melon and being like, this really tells you things about society.
This slop really makes you think.
That's so much worse. It's actually so much worse. I'm like watching Paw Patrol and being like, this is propaganda.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen Paw Patrol. I get the gist, but like, it probably is. But like, I also don't think that is that deep. You know, it's like, obviously it is. Most things are.
Yeah, no, I gotta tell you, I am a worse person for this. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not. I definitely am.
I think you were kind of veering off into like CEDH player territory.
Ooh. It's a good thing you mentioned that because I sent you a tweet thread I'd like you to read.
Yeah. This is one for you, by the way. This is technically Magic related, but this is not anything to do with me. And my phone is back there, my friend. It is charging.
All right, so I got you. I got this. Don't worry.
Unfortunately, I cannot read it. But it is about how Sam Black built his deck to win in top 16 in untimed rounds, but instead top 16 was a scant 3 hours.
just okay. So I'll read the quote. And Sam Black, to be clear, is, in my opinion, the single most respectable CEDH player by, I would argue, nearly infinite margins.
Well, he operates on like max rationality.
Yeah.
For better and worse.
But also is an actual good player from other formats. Yeah.
And is, in my opinion at least, not super annoying to be around, like I imagine many of his contemporaries are.
I have more respect for Sam Black than I think literally anyone else who has ever played CEDH. Like I want to be super clear about that. I think that is just, I have so much respect for Sam Black that I am a little bit surprised that Sam Black enjoys CEDH. Like that is,
I'm not surprised. I got like disappointed dad energy, but I got a lot of that. So
anyway, designed a deck to maximize my chances of winning in untimed rounds in top 16. Unfortunately, top 16 isn't untimed. It's 3 hours, and then the highest remaining seat wins. I reached an unassailable position, but ran out of time. I was too focused on my game rather than the tournament. I made a deal with player 2 that I wouldn't win before my next turn. I should have offered to renegotiate our deal such that the outcome of a gamble would adjust our deal in a way that would allow one or the other of us to win instead of seat 1. I am aware that this sounds very toxic. It is. Half of the top 16 games went to time. Ristic Study has incentivized building decks that generate game states that cannot naturally resolve in 3 hours. A lot of king-making style in games are unavoidable, but this specific situation where games regularly can't end is not a necessary function of the format. It is because Ristic is legal. Again, this is not to say that the problems with CEDH don't exist. I get it. I don't need to hear about it in the replies, but Ristic is a problem. And I, first of all, fully respect that because, again, as one would expect, a very self-aware CEDH tweet where it's like, guys, I know you're going to clown CEDH for this. This is not about CEDH generally. It's about a specific subplay pattern in CEDH. Please don't just do this as like representative of CEDH. So we will not do that.
Is it though? I'm pretty sure it all stems towards CEDH being a dumpster fire, but
I do believe that, but I'm willing to accept this on the merits, which is to say, Ristic Study, what is it that makes games like that? Like, what? I guess that's my confusion. Is the argument that Ristic delays setup or provides so many resources that players trade off? What is the argument that Ristic creates longer games? This is probably extremely obvious to anyone who's played the format. I obviously haven't. That's why I'm sitting on the outside throwing rocks at people. But like, what is the actual argument?
Hoping, praying that I shatter their glass houses and at least cut them a little bit, you know?
Right. I'm playing the shortest games of all time, right? I play Marvel Snap. You think I'm sitting? I won't even play 3 hours of Magic, period. Like, let alone one game in the top 16 after a tournament that I played to qualify for that. Never. I do think
I went to 2 tournaments this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I spent more time driving than I did spending actual time playing the matches. Both events, I played 1 match to completion and conceded 2 times.
I've been seeing a lot of that t-shirt with the Brad Nelson hot dog rant on the back of it recently. I gotta tell you, I am a devotee of that lifestyle. I will never play. You're shaking your head. What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I will say, since I've been on the GLP-1s, I don't think I have the ability to get a hot dog at a Magic tournament, let alone get a hot dog and then get hungry for another hot dog. That just seems like an unbelievable thing to me right now, is that like within the space of 50 minutes, I could eat a hot dog and then consider eating another hot dog. It doesn't even seem possible. But
what's the opposite of a GLP-1?
I don't know. What's an appetite increaser? I actually don't know.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it. What?
I mean, there's got to be things where it's like, oh, like this person needs to like gain weight, right?
Yeah, but like normally in the context of like working out, people don't do that by eating more per se. They do it by eating denser, and I don't know if there's like a stimulant for it.
No, I'm saying like, I don't know, for like preemie babies or something, you know, it's like,
yeah, but they do that. They solve it by giving them denser stuff. They don't make them eat more, but they make what they eat count for more, right? Or they like IV nutrients in or whatever. I actually genuinely don't know what an appetite enhancer would be. I've never thought about it. Anyway, I've got to get on that is largely my point. Important. It's important that I find...
you just got to get those, you got to get those dense dogs.
Yeah, I got to... gotta find I gotta find GLP-2, you know? I
Yeah.
gotta get on GLP -1. You know, I gotta get on the reverse. We're just because like the thing is you'd think, what do GLP-1s do? They like slow down your digestion, right? Like, okay, sure. So what would speed up your digestion? You're like caffeine, but that's also an appetite suppressant.
Yeah.
We're owned. There's nothing. I don't know what it would be. My normal state of being? That's kind of the opposite.
It's like exercise or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna go exercise to incentivize me to eat more. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Go for a walk.
Yeah. Outrageous. I bring this up largely to say that I'm a devotee of that kind of play style. You know, that's what I'm about. I do that.
I am now, but it's not so that I can speed run, eating hot dogs in between rounds. It's so that I get to spend less time at the table.
I guess this is the other thing. I've never been to an LGS with a hot dog. Never been to like an event where there were hot dogs. Like a common thing
for stuff at convention centers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've consumed many a convention center hot dog, but typically it's like a one a day kind of situation for me.
They're pretty dense. They're pretty dense hot dogs.
Yeah. I don't know if you can legally call them hot dogs.
That's crazy because I don't know if you can legally call hot dogs like of any kind. Like I don't know what the legal requirements to call yourself a hot dog are, but if you're like, damn, even for hot dogs these are bad, they must be horrendous.
Yeah, and they charge you like $10.50 or something, But yeah, an LGS that is also a hot dog dispensary, I would probably not trust very much. But Star City has a pretty good hot dog place, like kitty corner from them. Effectively, it's like down the street, but not very far, and hot dogs are like $1. They're good. I'll get lunch there and just spend $8 and be in heaven.
You got 8 hot dogs?
No, I'd be like, fries and a beverage or whatever, I
don't know what this says about me. I have always clocked beverages as the lowest value thing on every menu. And I also don't really like, in the first place, right? Big water guy, right? So I'm Captain Tiny Water Cup at all of these. At everywhere I go, I'm the water guy because I don't really like, unless it's going to be alcoholic, I'm not really in for things that aren't water a lot of the time. I should clarify. Caffeine, alcohol, if you're a delivery mechanism for that, I'm in for it. If you are soda, I am not. It's largely where I'm at. Coffee, tea, or alcohol.
Technically caffeine delivery for soda, but like not an optimal way to do that at all.
I have never had soda for caffeine unless Red Bull counts. I don't even know what Red Bull is. Is Red Bull a soda?
I would say it's an energy drink.
Yeah, it's like some other thing. Like it's some secret third non-soda drink. But
sodas might be the thing that like this is not for the preemie babies that I was talking about or whatever, but like if you want to put on some weight, just start drinking some Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Hit up your favorite spot with free refills and just sit there for a few hours.
Yeah.
Plus 10 pounds in no time.
As our president famously said, I have never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke.
I guess that's true.
He did say that. Well, he tweeted it. It's one of his pre-presidential masterpieces where you just go back to like 2013 and he's telling like Kristen Stewart to break up, or he's telling Robert Pattinson to break up with Kristen Stewart or whatever. And it's just like, all right, man. It's one of the old times, many such cases, which also is from him. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, like the amount of people that say many such cases, it's actually a Trump tweet about vaccines and autism.
Oh,
Like he's like
well,
kid
hey,
goes to doctor,
I mean,
gets vaccinated, later they test him autism. Many such cases, which is hysterical because what other order would those things happen in?
right.
Like it's so good. It's so good. Kid goes to doctor, gets vaccinated, later tested autism. Many such cases. How would they possibly have happened in a different order? Like how? Anyway, that's where many such cases came from.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop saying it.
I'm resisting the urge to do many such cases about broken season passes.
I think it's just a funny phrase.
It is, dude.
And especially like in the context that he used it, it's just like, man, I have a lot to think about. But
Many
yeah,
such
broken
cases.
season passes, there are a lot of them. You are correct.
Yeah, there are many such cases. Do you want to talk about the Rock guy?
Ozymandias?
Yes.
Or Dwayne Johnson?
I mean, either, I suppose, but I meant Ozymandias.
Oh.
I haven't really
he's a guy.
heard from Dwayne recently.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. I've been seeing a lot of Dave Bautista movies.
Yeah, what the hell is Dwayne doing anyway? It's been a while. Where's the latest? They used to call him Franchise Viagra. That's what they called him. Well, that's what he called himself.
What?
He called himself Franchise Viagra. Yeah. You take him, you put him in your movie, and boom, it would do 100 mil. Franchise Viagra. You go get The Rock, do G.I. Joe. Franchise Viagra. That's what he called himself.
Did the G.I. Joe movies actually do well?
I genuinely have no idea. Outside of Fast and Furious, I couldn't name you another Rock franchise.
Was he in Jumanji?
Yes.
Is that a franchise?
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, he's been in a lot of movies, but I don't know if they've been franchises in that way. And anyway, that whole Franchise Viagra thing, it ran into a screaming halt with Black Adam, but
yeah,
I do think that I have been thinking about, this is the only place I can use this analogy because it's an hour into this podcast, but I've been thinking about what to use as the Franchise Viagra for Ozymandias. Because we are looking at a card that has, it's debris. That's pretty cool. Ozymandias 5/9 plus 3 to your rocks. I'm saying this for, I don't know, the benefit of the listener. He's the card in the new game mode. And debris synergy, I like it. 5/9 stat line, not opposed. Pretty interesting. Debris already a good enough card, but then you get to what else am I playing other than debris? And then you just list 4 of the most embarrassing cards you could possibly be putting in your deck. And
Rhino.
Yes, that's
Sandstorm.
one of them. Yep.
What's the other one?
Mole Man and Herbie.
Okay. I thought we agreed we were not putting Mole Man in the deck, probably.
Right. But you are probably when you ask the question, what am I playing with this? He's a guy that comes up. Put the Mole Man in. Put the Howard in to make sure you're hitting the right cards. Get a Kraglin in there,
Put a Howard in to make my Mole Man playable?
What's wrong with that?
I gotta come up with a phrase for this. I used to be pretty good at this, writing theory articles and being able to give things pithy names or whatever. But it's when people are like, aha, I have figured it out. I have cracked the code. And then they present to you something that is just obviously worse than something else. Technically, yeah, you did do it. You cracked the code. But you didn't stop to think about whether or not that this was the optimal way to go about cracking the code.
It's Ian Malcolmism.
What is that?
Your scientists were so focused on whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think whether or not they should. Jurassic Park.
That's not this though. It's this is the chess adage or whatever, where it's like you think until you come up with what you think is the right play, and then you stop and like double check your work, basically. Like you try to find a better play than that. And people never do step 2, ever.
Yeah, man, as a chronic 85%er, I've never done step 2 in my life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Chronic
85% rule.
Chronic 85%er. That plays, yeah.
The KM, we hesitate to call him best.
The KM 85th percentile.
Yeah, but he's up there, you know.
Okay.
He's not bad.
He does good. He does pretty good for what he is. You know, washed boomer.
Well, certainly for the amount of effort that gets put in, you're doing a pretty good job. Your output's pretty nice, right?
I do okay for myself. I bring this up because I think the franchise Viagra that comes to mind for Ozymandias is Supergiant. Because I'm looking at decks where it's like, all right, I don't want to fill the board. I want to play a 2-5. I want to play a 3-8. And I want to prevent my opponent from comboing the shit out of me. Right? Here's the problem.
It brings up to 3-8?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
In doing this, I fear
good.
Yes. In doing this, I fear I have done the thing you're talking about. Where it's like, I do think I will get to a playable Supergiant Ozymandias deck. I do not find myself convinced it will be better than the normal Supergiant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're like, oh, I need rock cards for my Ozymandias, and so
hey,
I'm playing
hold on.
Howard
Can you say that again? I need what?
Rock cards? You think I said rock hard?
I didn't think you said it. It sounded like you said it, and I wanted you to run it back just to see if I could get you saying it again.
Rockards.
Yes. I need rock hards. I need franchise Viagra. Sure, it's crazy how full circle this conversation has been.
Did I ever tell you about the ball lightning guy?
I think you did, but I don't remember. Yeah. And I think I want to hear it.
This may have happened at a Kentucky Open, so you can imagine. But person plays meddling mage, and I believe intends to name ball lightning. So he's like, I'll name ball lightning. And his opponent untaps and plays a ball lightning. He's like, I said ball lightning, and the opponent's just like, well, I thought you said blightning, which is this card that is legal, and I also have in my deck.
I gotta be honest with you. You have told me that, but when you said, have I told you the ball lightning thing, I just thought there was going to be a joke about genitals in there.
No.
I feel let down.
It's just the guy like talking to the judge and just being like, I said ball lightning.
I thought this would be like sort of, like a Mark Herberholtz kind of thing. Where it's like,
I'm here for the Ram Gang?
Yes. Like I thought it would be one of those, but with ball lightning, No. And I thought there would be like a pithy little joke about some balls in there, My ball lightning.
Nope.
No, nothing. Nope. I mean, I gotta imagine
it's bull lightning, not ball lightning.
Oh God, I just remembered something. I was gonna start the podcast off with this. I forgot about it until just now. I don't interact with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anymore. Saw or really never did. Right? It wasn't really like my thing when I was a kid. I was aware of them. Like I could tell you what they are from the color, but that's about it.
I saw a lot of the show and some of the movies, but yeah, it was not my favorite.
So imagine my surprise when I learned Casey Jones is like a really relevant Magic card. For reasons I don't understand, nor do I care to.
It says draw 3 cards on it.
Sure. Do you know what else it says on it?
Goongala?
Yes. Goongala. I had to make sure I was not pronouncing it wrong or something of that. So I watched a video that was 50 seconds of Casey Jones saying Goongala. And it is pronounced exactly the way I thought it was pronounced, which is to say, I'm here for the Goongala.
Yeah.
I'm here for the Goongala
A gala
of goons. Yes.
with a lot of gooning.
A lot of, like, I'm here for the Goongala. That is the only flavor text on that card. It's like
Correct.
one of the only relevant Ninja Turtle cards, and it just says Goongala on it in the year, or I guess multi-year period, where that became the dominant way to refer to masturbation. Do you have any idea how unlucky that is? Do you have any idea how unlucky that is?
Casey Jones was just ahead of his time.
Yeah. Casey Jones was way ahead of his time. Goongala, my God, in 1999?
But then it kind of makes you think, right? Because there was the famous arcade game Turtles in Time, right? And there is a lot of like time travel aspects to the series. Perhaps at some point, Casey Jones did go to the year, I don't know, 2025
Yeah.
or whatever, when that maybe he was responsible for it being popularized as such.
The new Casey Jones is like, you're going to rewatch an episode from 2001, and in it, Casey Jones will debut his catchphrase, frame mogged. And you'll be like, what the hell? Like, what is this? Where did this come from? I just, like, I can't. Like,
he'll talk about how he's streaming on Kick.
Check out my clavicles. I'm looking really clavicular. Like, I just like I look at the card and you know Casey Jones, and it just says Goongala in the bottom. Like, all right, man, I'm out. Like, I'm out. That's it. I'm out on Magic. I'm out.
Yeah, what's the thing where it's like the fifth time you've jumped the shark, you know?
Yes, it's so sick. Like, I don't like it says what is it, like discard your hand, draw 3, and so it's like vaguely eternal format.
No, it's draw 3, beginning of next upkeep, discard 3 at random.
Gotcha. So that's just like a good ass card.
You can stifle it, or if you're Gerard, daze it.
Well, you could daze the trigger, right? Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that makes sense. Are any other cards relevant in the older formats, or is it just Goongala? Is he the one contribution that the set has made?
Raph and Mikey is seeing some legacy play, may see some modern play. That RCQ format is starting up here in a couple weeks. We just did 6 months of standard. And then there's like some artifact cards that are okay in modern. Trying to think of any other stuff. Not really. I mean, it's like a pretty light set. I would say like 10 of the cards are playable, period.
And then the best one is this guy, Captain Goongala.
For modern, yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Sick. Anyway, like, I just, like, I couldn't believe it. I genuinely thought, like, you know, surely I'm misunderstanding this flavor text. But no, it's he's inviting you to the Gala of Goons. The adult video awards or whatever. They should call that the Goon Gala. Shout out to all the, you know, what do you think the trophy would be called? You know? Like it's like the Golden Globes or whatever. What would the trophy would be like?
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like the actual answer is like, I'm pretty sure I know this. It's like the AVN Awards. That's the one for porn stars. I don't know what the trophy is called. And I feel like as a man who's gotten a self-suck ad, I should.
You should know, yeah.
I should know, and I don't. And I just you know, I've let all my fellow attendees at the Goongala down. No.
There's a different collected company called Michelangelo's Technique. That one has seen Pioneer play, but that one is like Pioneer's not real.
Sure. I saw the class card for Raphael, which is named Cool But Rude, was doing some stuff in Standard, which That is basically objectively funny to me. That it's like, oh yeah, cool but rude seems kind of busted. Oh, hell yeah.
Card that was very good in limited and has seen some constructed play. Dream Beavers.
What?
Dream Beavers.
Yeah, been
Creature.
there. Me too, dude.
Beaver Nightmare.
Beaver Nightmare, you say?
Another standard role player. Solid card.
Mm-hmm.
Go Ninja Go.
Is there like a card called Goongala, like where it's like his battle cry or whatever, or is it just only on Casey?
It's only on Casey.
A huge missed opportunity. When they come back to do like TMNT Reloaded, get me that card called Goongala. You know, get that in there.
Can we get a Vanilla Ice card or what?
Dude, they should make a card called Vanilla Ice, but he's just a vanilla card. So he's just like, you know, 1 dub Grizzly Bear, you know?
Yeah.
one dub 2/2 Vanilla Ice.
What was his real name? Like Robbie Van Winkle or something?
Yeah, that actually sounds exactly correct. I don't.
Yeah, I think I just ginned it, but he had a silly name. Modern Staple. Sorry. The card named Skateboard.
I think that one's actually fine. It's an artifact, right? Like it's not like the verb.
It's an equipment.
Okay. All right. Just making sure that it wasn't like an instant that was like evoking the act of skateboarding. Artifact skateboard, they would put that in a normal set. That would go into Duskmorn House of Horror set. Easy.
A skateboard?
Yeah, dude, they have like a camera. It was all 80s horror
I get
stuff.
That the house. I get that the house
there.
is. I get that the house is really big, but like, you have a half pipe in the house. Like,
no, it's just like typical bad 80s 90s kids stuff to have a skateboard and use it in the house, and your parents would yell at you. It would fit. It would fit. Right. Unlike me hit the Goongala.
Oh, I forgot about the sewer valence cam.
I find that charming. I'm not gonna lie. I am not allergic to the pun. I know that sounds like I'm doing the bit where it's like someone does that and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bad jokes. That's not what was going on there. Legitimate sneeze. I have no allergy to bad jokes.
I don't take offense to it, man. It wasn't my joke. I'm just telling you.
I find it charming. Anyway, Ozymandias, I find it hard to believe that I'm going to be doing something particularly compelling with him. I strongly suspect what I'm going to be doing is like putting him in a Supergiant deck and being like, look, I'm 98% as functional as a normal Supergiant deck. I've therefore broken this new card and you should subscribe to my channel.
Sounds about right. And then a week later, you're like, oh, normal Supergiant is actually better.
Yep. Who could say? Who could have predicted this? I do try to call out that stuff when I do my videos where I'm just like, you know, you can do this, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, I honestly think it's going to be the best thing for you to do with this shell, right? Like, a lot of the time, you know, I'll say this. Sometimes I'm wrong about that. Like, you know who's been creeping up recently is En Sabanur. That guy's just been showing up places. You're like, oh yeah, he's a 4/9. He does something cool. People are building decks with him better. There's a lot less, like, you know, a lot of debris in En Sabanur decks, right? Which is tough because a lot of the way that she sees play in that deck is because you flush her away or you flush her rocks away, so it doesn't actually bode well for Ozymandias. But it is like one of those things where you're like, oh, yeah, you know, the 3/8 part is pretty good. Maybe there's something to be said for that, even though the actual conclusion to be drawn is probably play the 3/8 more and don't worry about the downside, right? Just play Iron Patriot 3/8 in your Supergiant deck and feel good about that. That seems like a plausible outcome to me trying Ozymandias here, is just people start playing debris in that deck.
So there's a showcase version of Casey Jones with different flavor text.
Oh.
This flavor text is, "I'll teach you criminals to befoul our sewers."
Is that from the Goongala?
It doesn't say, but I would like to say that it's heavily implied.
Heavily implied that he's sort of, not only is the Goongala, the seminal moment of the year for people of that ilk, it's also a place where you can learn. And Casey is offering to teach his techniques of sewer befoulment to other members of the Goongala. Marvel Snap is actually so screwed the second they try to use the word goon in any kind of context. Because,
like, literally already did.
Yeah, I know. I looked up the character named Goon Knight, real character. And I don't like, that's the avatar of this channel. It's a picture of Goon Knight's Wikipedia page.
Nice.
One time you got mad at me for that on Twitter. You were like, here's this podcast I do with KMBest. And then you were like, why the fuck is the avatar Goon Knight?
I vaguely remember that. But, like, let's be real. That was a year ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Important note, I did not change it. You were like, this sucks. I was like, I'm keeping it.
Yeah, but then I immediately forgot about it. So
I'm right. I'm justified.
It's like you did change it in my mind, you know?
I'm gonna make the title to this episode Goongala and not explain it for an hour. People are gonna have to listen to the whole episode to get what we're talking about.
They're like, well, yeah, who won at the Goongala? We need to know. We got to keep listening.
Oh man, tune in next week for episode 69, which will surely have more jokes about genitalia in it. That's
You did all this in the 68th episode?
You're right, I'm punting. I'm absolutely throwing.
That shit's crazy, but it just means, like, you know, he's gonna step it up next week. And how is he gonna do that?
I feel like I did. I'm really proud of seminal moment. I thought that was really good. I was like, I worked that in there. I didn't acknowledge it at all. I just, slipped it in, and we kept moving. We kept it pushing.
Just slipped it in. Huh?
Yes, just like I slipped in that. Intentional both times. You just leave it there. If people who pick up on it, pick up on it. People who don't pick up on it, don't pick up on it.